When one lands in the capital city of Orissa, the headlong clash with a concrete congestion triggers a longing for a green respite. For a tryst with respite, a serpentine route from the western stretch of the city leads one towards a green boundary that merges with a slaty horizon at the sundown. Yes, there you are, the majestic entrance to the Chandaka Dampara Sanctuary. A pride possession for Orissa and a rare leaf in India's green heritage. The home for over 60 wild elephants, the flagships of the sanctuary. Chandaka is an unique example of transformation, from a festering sore to a soothing biodiversity. Once a vast expanse of degraded forest in 1982, now an asset spread over an area of 193.39 square kilometer, harboring divergent flora and fauna, serenading to a splendor that one has to see to believe. The multitudinousness of the forest is awesome. The silence within hums throughout, occasionally stirred by the chirping of birds or trumpets of elephants. The nights become grave and gorgeous, some of the species retreating and some on the prowl, making their presence felt, and a visitor remains virtually torn between attraction and curiosity. Interestingly, very few know that the area was once a stronghold of tiger until 60s. The last tiger from here embraced captivity in 1967 when it jumped into an open-air tiger enclosure in Nandankanan Zoological Park. A tale of love that has become a history. The forest once teemed with tigers, leopards, sambar, barking deer, cheetal, wild boar, and gaur, and other wild animals. However, subsequent pace of industrialization and urbanization weighed on the forest heavily, and it gradually shrunk. The year 1982 was a turning point in the conservation history of the area, when the state government constituted this forest as a wildlife sanctuary for overall protection of the depleting environment and to provide a safe haven for resident elephants. The step brought new smiles on this sanctuary that exists in two parts. That is, the major part contains an area of 172.12 square kilometer, while the other part, Bharatpur Jagannath Prasad sector, contains 19.275 square kilometer. Godibari is the main entrance into the sanctuary, which is about 20 km from Bhubaneswar. The majestic gate into the sanctuary itself initiates a visitor with its awesome gravity and jeeping through the earthen road, flanked by thick forest, revels in the glory of a treasure that is boundless. The sanctuary is administered through 4 ranges with headquarters at Bhubaneswar, Chandaka, Michinpatna and Dampara. It is often said that history is written by victors and sometimes written by historians. But in case of Chandaka, history has just unfolded, maturing in days to decades. Yes, it also hides a history that combines heritage and civilization, now reduced to ruins. But yet, they speak and speak volumes. strategic location of two large forts, Gwaligarh and Chudangagarh, during 12th century indicate at a period when the area was densely forested and preserved as a buffer to the forts from invasion by enemies and also as a games reserve. A fabulous drive back down the memory lanes. The climate of Chandaka is tropical, well marked with 3 seasons, that is, summer, rain and winter. Summers are coaxing when the animals, mainly the elephants, gasp for water. Some teeming water bodies help the animals to steam away the heat. For the authorities here, creation of new and rejuvenation of the existing water bodies had always remained a challenge. The task was tough, but endeavors paid the dividends. Today, Chandaka Sanctuary sports a fabulous source of water. There are about 23 water bodies within the sanctuary. Those remain to be a perennial source and sufficient to cater the requirement of the animal. In addition, about 32 hillocks dot the sanctuary, springing about 23 drainage channels serving as conduits for all the 13 reservoirs, one of which is known as Daras. The monsoon here dawns with a different rhythm when the chirping of birds rains joy. On the lush green meadows, the cheetahs can be seen flitting. Peacocks and jungle fowls, the most accomplished survivors of Chandaka, are ubiquitous by their presence. The abundance of water offer a new lease for the thirsty. The foliage blooms and Chandaka really gets a makeover. Autumn unrolls the ecstasy never seen before. The smell of flowers from the trees and herbs induce a fresh inspiration into the visitors, as if the nature connects with divinity. The forest was having dense, miscellaneous and sal forest full of wildlife. But extensive area of this forest has been planted with teak during post-independence period. A change in vegetation type has also affected the fauna. The important forest types are coastal sal deciduous forest, semi-evergreen kangra forest, and bamboo plains intermingled with teak plantations. Chandaka prides with 39 mammal species, 39 reptile species and 174 bird species. Hanuman langur and macaque, spotted deer, barking deer and mouse deer, porcupine and hare form other herbivores. Among carnivores, panther, sloth bear, hyena, wolf, fox, jackal, mongoose, civets and pangolins are important. The reptilian fauna include Bengal monitor, turtle, the chameleon, python, cobra, Russell's viper, bamboo pit viper, rat snake, etc. Although designated core area is under influence by the presence of human habitations and the activities of its inhabitants, conceptually, the zone has been carved out, keeping the relocation of the inside hamlets in view. There is hardly any scope of extension buffer. The 5 kilometers belt of the sanctuary boundary will be used as socio-buffer to meet the requirements of peripheral villages in terms of fuelwood and fodder. The rehabilitation plan is already approved by the government and the process is partially achieved. It is essential to work out for complete rehabilitation of inside villages, which is about 400 families, to make the sanctuary free from biotic interference. Chandaka is a treasure trove for nature lovers, where solitude greets you at night. A stay at the Bamboo Hut guest house can be an unique experience. And for the ones who seek a close tryst with the nature, a night at either Deras or at Godibari remains an indelible moment in memory when the nocturnal wonders blend the air. Once you are on top of the watchtowers of Kumar Khunti, a breathtaking sight unfolds gradually and slowly, merging in the hazy horizon where tranquility reigns. Conflict has never been an answer to problems, which remains to be a constant challenge for the sanctuary. To ward off the inching claws of urbanization, the management is mulling plans to strike a balance between human and animal. Though Chandaka is, more or less, an island in the midst of a concrete empire, yet its divergence offers it the means to mitigate such problems through a sustainable management. The days are not far when the nature queen Chandaka will flourish and remain a rendezvous. It has become imperative that friendly interaction with the people and quick services to their need can only will reduce elephant depredation and also improve biodiversity of the sanctuary. Few important points aimed for execution in future for a well-conserved biodiversity are: complete sealing of boundary for checking elephant depredation, water conservation through extension of existing water bodies and creating check dams, meadows for rotational grazing in the valleys and along the water bodies, restriction of vehicles, strengthening different livelihood programs. Chandaka need care, and it can only come from people. It is a paradise that should not be allowed to gloom.